At one point, I thought, you know what? I was like, I'm just trying to get the fuck out of this bitch ass, right? If I get the house and the cars get settled properly, where it's like, you know, I get them back and we're all good. You know, I would have been like, you know what? You know what? If I can move on with my life now and be going that, fuck it. Just speed it up, right? But this, oh no, I can't, bro. Would you have known if a viewer didn't tell me? You know what? It would have taken more time. I think it would have taken more time if a viewer didn't tell me. Which, in my opinion, it's kind of like a, you know, like the the more time in between, the worse it gets, right? Probably because I mean, I'm not gonna say it, but you could see how that plays out, you know. Question that. Well, you always question these people and not just conclude actions and move on. Yeah, you did, but at one point, you can't do anything. Like some things just can't get spit up, you know? I watch it. I watch it online. I never did it. Even with the other stuff that's like coming up, I never changed my mind about fucking doing the right thing and fucking stand up for myself. I never stopped doing that or stopped thinking that, right? Of course not. But at the same time, like, I don't even know. Nah, the access was done deliberately. It was done methodically. The way it was parked there last, like, and then for a year it was fucking, um, it was obvious. Like I said, I had called it initially. It's some legit bottom of the barrel scum behavior. Not surprised, not really. You can not be surprised and still be disappointed in somebody, you know? Like, sometimes you hope. It's not that I hope that good on somebody, right? I don't want to hope bad on them. You just hope, like, maybe they get themselves out of something, you know? Maybe they clutch up for themselves. I don't give a fuck to clutch for them. Maybe sometimes you say, maybe they clutch for themselves and maybe they find their own way for them. Maybe. Just sit back and observe. Oh, let's just say the clutch did not happen yet. I know what I'm going to do it. It's obvious. Seeing the house get rekeyed. Where I lost all hope. Yeah, I told you guys I got that. I got the house back. Like things are falling into place. The bang on the door. The bang on the door story. Oh, way back when she was banging on the door. Oh. Um. 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 No, I was explaining that. Password was different for way back when. Password was different for the Tesla accounts, and I didn't even know they were using it in the first place. But yeah, and then they just needed it, and then she kept saying like that her family member was like stranded and they couldn't like charge it or some shit. And I was like, it's all fixed. There was no problem. There was no problem. And even when it was fixed, she just kept coming back and kept yelling at me and kept fucking knocking on the bang on the door. And she kept saying like, okay, but I want you to admit that you changed it. And I'm like, you had a problem. The problem is fixed. Get out. Like, she wanted me to admit that I changed it. I'm like, no, what? I just felt bad for Jelly. That's the only bit I care about. I only care for Jelly because Jelly was like heard all the fucking commotion and shit like that, and like she wouldn't let me close the door. And I'm like, I can't. I mean, we were both recording, and I was like, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna close the door on you. Like, I'm not doing that. But I can't close the door, so like, you're gonna have to move, you know? Because like my house, you know what I'm saying? So like, Jelly came like in between and was like, yo, like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I want him to admit that he did this. And he's like, yo, like, we're all adults. Can we fucking, like, is this something that you need? And she's like, yeah, I want them to admit this. I'm like, I don't know, just fucking stupid. It was just dumb. At the same time, I was, you know what's crazy? I was then accused of deliberately recording the interaction and putting it online as some form of like that it would be like a break of the agreement at the time, you know, of like no talking, and we didn't even say anything to the court because we were like, yo, one, that's delusional, but two, the reality is that she said something in the chat before knocking on the door. If she says something in the chat, she knows I'm live and I'm recording because I'm live. So there's an acknowledgement. If you communicate with me in the chat, that means that you by default acknowledge that I'm live, and whatever you do next physically will be heard on the broadcast. So it's like, if I'm in the middle of playing a game and you smash the fucking door down, there's a chance people are going to hear it. That's like a wild assumption. Like, what the fuck? Of course she knew what she was doing. What the fuck? Huh. No. Like, all the things that you think of, like, in law, right? Or, like, in defense or some shit like that, right? In a court case, you think, oh, dude, the thing is that we never had to explain any of these things. We never had to say any of these things that happened or the proof behind it. You wanna know why? Because not only was the accusations wrong, two, even if they were true, they would be irrelevant to anything. It wouldn't advance anybody, anywhere, even if they were correct. So they never even fucking tried to argue against it. Like, my lawyers were like, okay. They were like, cool. That was fucking cooked, yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of other cook shit that happened, but I'm not gonna get too deep into it. Some incredibly cooked shit happened for sure. Of course, the lawyers believed me. The lawyers always believed me. Why wouldn't they? Every time they had the question, I just attacked it head on and I give them an answer. Not even once I had to think about anything or like fucking, oh, is this bad? I didn't have to pay for anybody's fees, nope. Not only did I didn't have to. Well, I didn't do it either. And as far as I know, at one point they asked me if I want to like agree to sell the car, so they can pay for their fees. Oh shit, I remember that. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. They got a request of like, hey man, could you sell the car, and split in half so we can pay for our fees? And I'm like, what? Are y'all okay? Is you good? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what world do you live in, brother? Like, fuck no. What the fuck? So then I mean, it's all public. So talking about this is not even, this is all public. And then they made a request to not only have their fees paid as the plaintiffs. They wanted me to pay for their fees. They want to have a flat amount of money, flat out, for her to survive while this is happening. And on top of that, they wanted me to front $350,000 flat out in like a spot where if there were possible like violations of the order, they would pay themselves. Like, and it was something like that, yeah. And the judge said no. Or at least that's what I heard in the motion anyway. Yeah, they were declined on all fronts. What the fuck? There are legal avenues for someone abusing the courts to harass you. Yeah, I talked to a billionaire dude at a dinner. And he said that one of his clients, I'm not gonna say the name because it's a very famous like actor. He said that some Hollywood actor that he represents, or represented at the time when he was a lawyer, he lives in Cali, and somebody sued him for the exact same thing. Some crazy lady in Texas said that she was married to that guy, to some big actor in another state. Out of nowhere, the guy had never seen her, heard of her, actually didn't know her existence. It's just like a fan. And this lady came up with this, and for them it was such a waste of time or whatever that they had to just pay her out. They paid her out, like, I think it was like 100K or 150K. Because it wasn't worth the time or efforts or money or whatever. They said, fuck it, let's just give her a fucking settlement. That's right. What I did in court? I just testified. Well, I sat there and I listened and testified. I listened to a lot of things. A lot of listening. I didn't find it boring at all. I thought it was actually quite entertaining, to be honest. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was a great piece of IRL content. Like, in terms of like me seeing something is entertainment, because I had a bunch of people come in, and it's almost like a TV show where like they have real life, right? And they're gonna say how they see real life, right? And they say something that is so far out that I'm having a hard time keeping up with their stories, what they're saying, because their reality is so distorted from what's actually real. Like, at one point, I told you, I said that time, I got like some my own notes, and the Lord beside me has like her laptop, and there's like the evidence list or some shit like that, and I can see it on the left, and I'm seeing what they're saying, and I'm following the story, and I'm seeing like what's true, whatever, what did I know, and then they're talking on the stand, and I'm like, I'm reading down, I'm listening, and so I go over it and I scroll down, I change page, and I'm like, where the fuck are we? Like, what the fuck are they talking about? Like, this is something that I don't even, like, they're so off track on like reality. I got lost on where we're at. It was impossible to follow. Just making shit up. What, the maids? I'm not gonna blame the maids, but like, let's just say their recollection of things is not the same as mine, and I have a pretty fucking good memory when it comes down to like events of life, so ridiculous. It's a low blow for sure. Should I say that like that I interacted in a way that like they were basically saying that the way I would vocalize or communicate with my at the time partner was by saying things like esposa or wife, and I'm like, listen, man. But even in a world where I would be married, I wouldn't go out saying, hello wife, me is a husbando. Like, or, hola, mi esposa. Like, mi husbando. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't even speak Spanish. I don't know what the fuck. Bro, I don't speak 2 words of fucking Spanish. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do here? I don't know what they thought they were cooking with that. I never spoke to the fucking maids ever. Actually, ever. I hired these ladies for like 3 years, and the most I would say is nod or like yes or no. And say they would say oh, they'd be like oh, like they would point at something and be like as in like, do we have to do this or do you want us to do this? And I'd be like yeah, or like no. If the most they get out of me is a nod, how the fuck would they see me say mi esposa, yo? Like, man, you can't make that up, man. I guess you can. I don't know what would happen if they had won, but I never even cared about it because there was no way. There's 0% chance. There was a flat 0 from the jump. I think it's very obvious that as somebody who doesn't take days off or doesn't like to, or I don't really take time like for myself or whatever, that I would not want to fucking fly out and go to court, and they probably knew that it would annoy me to like lose out on income and not want to do all this shit, right? And I would probably just settle for a flat amount of money. I think that comes pretty obvious that was the plan. Are you kidding me? A chance to fucking get a suit and go to fucking court, dude? Fuck yeah, I'll take that. The fuck? I mean, she tried down the line to say like, oh yeah, like, I asked her for like a parting amount or some shit like that, like, and she says like, oh yeah, I want like 500K, whatever. That's just not true. She asked for a house worth 2 mil or more. Was the demand? The argument was because this is verbatim. Because I was there, you were able to get all this and acquire all that, and now with this you take care of your family and you house your family. It's only fair that now we separate it, that I get to house my family and take care of my family the same way. Was the argument that just kept popping up like fucking 10 times a month for like forever. She'll never get it. She'll never get it. She'll also never understand how difficult it was at times, right? And how hard I had to clutch, and I had to go way above and beyond to do shit, right? To do all that, and even then, all she do is just wait and camp and chill, and it would have been fine. And she couldn't even do that. to then say to put herself as an equal and say, I deserve a part of this, of that magnitude, when she couldn't even fucking camp and chill out. Ridiculous. And by camp, I mean by just waiting, by just kind of like, just holding it down. Holding it down, bro. It's not like, bro. Do you know how many strong women in relationships hold it the fuck down? A lot. A lot of them hold it the fuck down. They do. I told you what was the breaking point last time. I told you. She doesn't agree with me on this, but the breaking point was just the whole thing with like the fucking with the whole family shit in the house here or whatever, or like she's just mad. She really wanted me to like kick my family out of the house for like because I had just got it for like a month, something like that. So it would just be me and her in the house. And I was like, we'll chill here for like 2 weeks. And then we're getting the fuck out. And then it was tantrum and tension and crazy shit. I tried to be in the middle a little bit and try to make everybody happy. And then I told you guys, I was like, I don't feel healthy. I don't feel good. There's a bunch of people around that are crazy and shit like that. There's a bunch of stuff at the house I'm not gonna talk about. And I was like, I'm gonna write my will. I'm gonna do the will. And then I sent her a draft of it, of like, what it pertains to be. I mean, when you do a will, there's a lot of things you have to settle. You have to make clear, right? Such as, you know, money you have, like estate or whatever the fuck, or like everything that you own, what you're giving to people and shit like that, right? And then it was like, marital status, right? And then it's single. The marital status is single. Like, the reality is that you're either single or you're married. And since I wasn't married, that means that it's single. Like legally. Yeah, exactly. And then she said what she said. She said, it was like, oh, I don't feel good. I might, you know, what that means if I die, whatever, right? And then she's like, you know, like, what do I get? You know, like if I die, and I'm like, no. I'm like, phew. I'm like, get the fuck out. And she did actually. She actually did. She actually got the fuck out. She was on a flight the next day, I think. Not only was I not planning on marrying her, it was told, said, that, and even the worse than that, I went into all my logs, iPhone, old Android, Discord, Twitter, and I Control F'd on every conversation we've ever had. And I typed every keyword, and I even used some AI language to search all possible words that are linked to the word marriage. And I put them all in there, and I got 0 result across the board. I couldn't even find the word. let's say there's like a movie of like movie where marriage is involved, right? There would at least be like one word. There's none on any counts. 0. This is basically you used her. This is something that you might think happens in real life, okay? So when there's a guy and a girl, you think that the girl is automatically possibly being used, right? Until you remind yourself that when you're dating somebody, there's 2 humans and it splits down the middle and it's 50-50. There's your reality, their reality, you and them. They do their own shit, you do your own shit. They do their own thing, you do your own thing. It's not until unless you're married, then things change, right? I guess bad wording, yeah, on the 50-50. It just, what I mean by that is like, it's just bad wording, but it's just like you're 100, they're 100 of themselves. That's just how it is. I mean, if anything, there was no bills to pay for anybody. Like, I had to give everything across the board. As the lifestyle increased, I just paid for everything because it's what I want. It's what I wanted. If I say, oh, we're moving to a bigger house and it's gonna cost more, I'm not gonna tell my girlfriend, like, yo, you need to pay more for rent because we're going to a better place. I would never put anybody in that position. Therefore, I always said, I'm paying for everything, right? And you're along for the ride. Anything that's as fair as I can put it. Food, bills, rent, everything paid for. It's free living. But I'm okay with that because it's not a lifestyle everybody can afford. If it's me that's putting down what we're doing and I'm leading that, I take the cost. That's just how I see as it should be. Especially somebody in my position. And I do not feel wiser now. I feel more informed about a lot of things. Maybe it's a little bit wiser. I'm not going to speak about the people who testified against me that I don't agree with, because they are. I think they care about like their privacy and shit like that, and I'm not gonna fucking dox them out of the blue. That's just not something I'm gonna do. When you're a rat, you know you are a rat. You know? When you're doing like a very small insect behavior, right? The existence of you being that insect and you knowing you act like an insect is enough to clap you every day. I don't need to fucking pile on that and do some weird shit like doxing. You're an insect. You have to live with yourself. That's enough punishment. Like legitimate insect behavior. Funniest clip in court. The funniest clip in court is actually kind of dank. It's not that funny. It's just the context behind it. Say last time. Just to play a clip of me that looks bad when I'm at the house we're at, right? And it's like a 4-second clip, right? And then they're trying to argue, like, you see what he's doing? Like, what the fuck, right? And then we go to lunch, and then we come back from lunch, and we come back in court, and we're like, we could present new evidence or whatever the fuck, but we're not gonna do any of that. Here's what we're gonna do. You know the evidence that you guys just put in of him acting like that? Just click play. And then they just clicked play on their own evidence. And it's a 20-minute video. And it like dismantled and annihilated any argument they could ever have about anything. Like the context, like obliterated everything. And after that, it's all over. The whole thing was done. The whole both cases were pretty much done at the same time. They didn't even have to didn't even have to show up with evidence. They didn't have to do anything. Like, just played their clip. Show clip, I don't think I have it. I actually don't have it. The clip is like, trying to portray that I'm like harassing or like invading like in the home or some shit like that. I don't even fucking know, right? And try to play a clip where like I'm walking down the stairs, right? And it's like, oh my god, this is like harassment. This is so bad, and I'm like, what? I don't remember this being like this at all. And when we play the clip, it's just me in the house, and then she's like, leave, and I walk 2 flights of stairs, walk out, and leave. And you see me just walk out and leave. And it's like, what the fuck? It was insane. Oh yeah, and then they both try to say like, oh my god, like we were in total fear and danger or some shit. Like, oh my god, like we were so afraid of and shit like that. Like, look at the clip, and then it's like me, and I'm like, I ring the doorbell, I wait, and then I get out, and I'm like, what the fuck? It was they? Oh, the friend, of course. Scariest moment. Not having any prep and thinking I had to go testify. I had no prep because I didn't have any. I didn't have to be prepped because there's nothing that I need to say that mattered. Like I could have said it and said nothing. It wouldn't have mattered. But I was given no prep at all. Zero, none, no fucking context or anything. They just said like we're probably not gonna need to put you up there because it's useless. Like whatever they have is so bad that we don't have to say shit. I mean, that was kind of scary because I was like, what if they do put me up there, you know? Like I don't know, like if I have to smile or not smile, you know? Like people take everything and analyze everything, you know? Like, do I have to? What if something is funny? Can I laugh? Like it's kind of hard, you know? I just tried to be myself as much as I could, yeah. Yeah, they tried the whole, their main argument was the whole fucking COVID, like, COVID bullshit, fucking actual zero IQ thing. They tried to say, like, like, I had to join him, and I declared that I was married, or whatever. And then I think we were like, whatever you self-report to the Canada Customs, why the fuck would Texas care or see that as like something valid of anything? Like, why does Texas care if you got the fuck out, and as you got out, you told Canada, yo, I'm something, and you self-reported that? When I was accused of things I didn't do, I didn't even freeze. I got taken I think the worst I did, I got taken aback a little bit. I was like, I guess where we're at, you know? This is like bottom of the barrel. But I wasn't really scared. The fan is loud, yeah. It's because it's cold in Canada. It's trying to keep up. Huh? Yeah, they asked for 50 mil. Oh, 10, sorry, 10. So I saw 50 in chat, and I was talking about a number, so I just said whatever is in chat. Well, because they didn't even wait any time. Like, they just came out of the fucking woodworks, like, one morning, and they were like, yo, it was a completely new law firm. It was some randos, and they pull up and they're like, motherfucker, they're like, you did this really savage thing, like, holy shit, and we want 10 mil. And that's usually bad form. So the way they explained it to me is that, like, in law, it's pretty bad form to do it like that, the way they did it, because it was like instant. It was like one day, boom, say, oh yeah, this happened, give me monies. Like, I was like 10 mil. I'll be honest with you, at the time I was like, wait, 10 mil after tax? I was like, let me check a bank account. I don't even think I have that, because I just invested like a lot of money. Expecting me to settle? I mean, I would never. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, because I think they thought that I was gonna be scared that news were gonna that there was gonna be it was gonna be on the news. Oh yeah, I remember that. They were under the impression that I was gonna flinch and be scared of the news, like, going public, right? And I was like, oh please. That's insane, 1. 2, it's an obvious lie. 3, I had to say it. I had to say this, I gotta say it, chat. I have no morality clauses in my contracts. Like, if I'm a fucking bum, I don't lose my opportunities in life because of that. I just don't have, I just don't have. So, like, I just didn't really, I I didn't even get it. So instead of like being scared and like kind of tiptoeing around, well, I just went straight. I went straight to it. Like I went and I just debunked immediately all the lies that were told and all the things that were not true directly to the fucking police. I went straight there. And I was like, okay, so now I just thought if your stuff is fucking is not true and seen as not true and it's all gone, then what kind of leverage do you have? None. Was this some failing they made to get a TRO order placed? Oh, TROs get approved really easily. The proof needed for a TRO to get it approved is almost nothing. TRO is called a temporary restraining order. A TRO is a temporary restraining order. So basically, yeah. Nothing I said on Twitch ever was used against me, no. Yeah, this is some wild shit. I'm not gonna repeat it. It's not. I'm not gonna breathe life into that. Some things are so far out. It's not even worth even saying anything. And on top of which, like when lawyers explain something, right? I mean, they glaze it. Like they go hard. Okay, it's what it is. Okay, like if you slip and fall at McDonald's, okay, and you hurt your toe, okay, well they're gonna write like, my client is suffering eternal, nerval, and existential damage to his being, and excruciating pain to his very core. And it's like, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Like, we get it. Okay. So it was that, but with already bad things that also didn't happen. So like you see how that plays out. But like I said, I didn't even care to even read this shit. I knew it wasn't true from the get-go. They read the letter to me once, and I was like, I never want to hear this ever again in my life. It's the same way when they fucking like. It's the same way when they fucking went in their opening thing on the main thing. How they handle the final restrictions on TRL. Well, I mean, just normal. I don't know. You just continue living. It doesn't really change anything. I have a pretty fucking low cost of life in general, because I don't go out, right? I don't do fancy things or like big luxury shit outside the house. I stay at home and shit like that. So like the actual cost of life isn't very high. Clothes, you need to understand that it's easy to articulate, but on top of that, it's also true. So I have to maintain a certain lifestyle and a certain fucking thing. This is what it is. Like, yo, I'm running a fucking business here, dude. That's like fucking, that's like saying, oh, okay, you're an actor or some shit, or like you're a top lawyer or whatever, some shit at some mega firm, and you have to go to trial in front of like you have to go to mega trial. You are not allowed. Do not buy any more nice clothes for your business on some whatever basis. And it's like, well, dude, I'm not. I mean, shit. I gotta continue doing my job. Like I need to have some sort of continuation in certain appearances, right? You know? Of course it's a write-off, it's all write-off. The heck? What's the matter about pictures being on Insta? I don't give a fuck. I don't go back and delete shit. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. Like, bro, you think it's like the opposite, like they live rent free or some shit like that? I think you let people, you make them live rent free if you fucking go back and like delete pictures of people and shit, like try to delete history and shit like that. It's like, I don't care that much. I don't care like that. Of course I followed the court orders, are you fucking kidding me? But you understand that, like... Yeah, like, what the fuck? Of course I had to. The shit with the house, the shit with the cars, the shit with the fucking... with the clothes and shit, what the fuck was I supposed to do? Of course. They're not gonna run it back. Nobody turned on me, but I had some people say some weird shit when the whole thing was happening. Like, I had heard at the time some people were saying like, other people like distance themselves from me or some shit like that because like, oh dude, like this is like that or whatever the fuck, or like this is being said, and I was like, just disappointed that they would even think that I could like come close to like doing the things that people claimed. I can be a lot of things, okay? I can be a lot, and sometimes a lot of negative things, or people can say I'm like toxic online, or I can be this or that, but at my core, a lot of people that know me in private, I don't do fucky shit. And they know that. They know that from experience, from being there, and then to even materialize anything else being said is just ridiculous. I don't mind self-glazing because that's something I'm proud of. I give people chances. I try to be understanding it. Into interpersonal, like in social dynamics with other people, I find it difficult to raise my voice with them. I was trying to like fix problems. It's just what it is. Like there's a lot of monsters out there. There is a lot of monsters out there. There is, and I know there are. And I've heard about it. I've heard about them, and I've seen them. Like, to go after me of all people is ridiculous. Like just because I made it and I'm rich and I have something to take like away from or something, it's just stupid. But I'm not gonna let it, or like I didn't let it like affect the way I see things or whatever. Like it's just stupid. I understand that it's only being said and only being claimed because I have something to take away from. I'm not gonna let it fucking change me. No, I'm not like afraid of like talking to girls and shit like that. Like I said, I've been pretty lucky. Like I've been speaking to a lot of girls and everybody's so chill and so nice. Can I donate? Yo, thanks to 100. You're crazy. What's up, man? Why? What is that? Yeah, like maybe I get lucky, and people say, "Oh yeah, but maybe they're being nice because like they can take advantage of me or something like that, and they're being nice like that," you know. But the reality is, there's a lot that they could have gained, and can gain, and choose not to. Like the girls that I spoke to and went on dates with or whatever, they're all really nice. They're really, really good. I keep saying that, and it really like reinvigorated my perception of things. That's cool. Why do you keep it secret? Because there's no point. If I'm not gonna make content about it, like, there's no point, like, kinda fueling that, like, pure social drive, you know? I do think that that her team. You know what? I'm actually not gonna say that. I feel like her like law team didn't know it was a cash grab or like a tactic from the get go. But I do feel like at one point they were too far in to go back, like sunk cost fallacy type shit. Like. They wanted their fees paid, and they made that pretty clear. They definitely just were like, oh man, we're just trying to get paid out here, brother. Hey, it is what it is. Let's are dry now. No, not me, them. They're lures. I never thought I would lose, but you know what? Someone asked me what was the scariest part, and I answered some man because I just give you a random answer. But the real answer was, the bullshit second case that they started, that they made some like thing where I can't say anything, and there's like an act restraining order, you know, where I couldn't speak and shit to her. The wording is very vague, and there's a lot of things to not do, right? And I was like, fuck, man. Like, what if something pops up in on stream in like a TTS, or like on screen, or like in the chat? Does that count as this? Like, what if this happens? Does that happen as that? Like, any mistake I could have done, or any mishap, or any like inattention mistake, whatever, even accidentally, could have landed me in jail. Yeah, that's what it is. Like that, that thought just scared me a little bit. Now the action was at the beginning, that was the other case. Didn't matter. And then the event of like fucking going live by accident. And I know for a fact that they know I went live by accident. They know it, and she knows it. And they tried to fucking say that it was done on purpose. Ridiculous. It's easy how I did that. Look on the right, there's two buttons. Start streaming, start recording. The buttons are right next to the other. Start streaming, start recording, they're both next to one another. The only reason why I noticed, okay, is that look at this. See that? Had OBS open, right? Start recording is right there. I legitimately, just because of habit, right? I went, okay, boom. I'm gonna pull the phone out, and I'm gonna call, right? Because I had to record a call, and I went, boom. I did start streaming, and let's say my second monitor starts over here, right? The only reason why I knew I was live and I panicked and I ended the stream is that over here, when I'm full screen, see the chat? See this right here? Right? I noticed, since it's right on my second monitor, it's right there. I noticed the pixels went, right? It started scrolling as I was on my phone like this, right? I see the pixel moving in it. And I'm like, holy fuck. The thing moving is the fucking chat. Because if both your screens aren't moving, right? Then you're chilling. So when I went live by accident, the screens aren't moving. So after a minute or whatever being live of self fucking saying shit, if something is moving, then your eyes notice. Like, so I ended the stream and I fucking deleted it. Like, it was an accident. It just says, it's hard to believe it because you never accidentally go live. Because I never record. I don't ever accidentally go live because I never purposely record it. I always purposely go live, but I never purposely record it. So I have this massive muscle memory built in of clicking the correct button for streaming, but never for recording it. It's just like a super typical, it's such a common mistake. I record like 2 things a year. Oh, thank God, I see you from pancreatitis. Almost died twice. Watching a video on YouTube about me, genuinely enjoyed it. Much love, man. Much love, man. I appreciate it. Thanks so much for the nice comment, man. And even then, even in the fucking world where I would have went live on purpose, even then, the house was empty. Nobody lived there. Nobody had been living there. And there's only one person that fucking lives there and or owns it, and it's me. It's my house. There's only one name on it. I own it. It's mine. If in a world where I wanted to do it on purpose, I'm allowed to do it. It's my house. If I want to fucking self-dox, fuck it. But that's not what happened. But even if it did. Yeah, I want to take a break after all this? Fuck no. What the fuck would I want to take a break after this? I just wanted to like do more, you know? They sure as fuck. Come on, bro. Should have been the opposite, you know? Maybe they should have fucking started doing some shit on their end, you know? How about you fucking go and do shit and fucking build something for your life? How about you fucking go and try and fucking go against the fucking wave or against the tides and actually make something of yourself? I don't need a break. You need to get out of your break and actually fucking start doing some shit. Even if it's not a lot in comparison to before, even if the lifestyle changes, even if it's not a crazy amount, right? You'll feel fulfilled by the fact that you're being productive and not being a fucking worm. You're not being a fucking insect. Like, how difficult is that to understand? I'm gonna bet him. Her parents are great, or at least her dad is. Her mom said some shit and it's fucking unhinged. So I don't understand, like, what they could have, like, what was going through their head. Yeah, maybe they thought it was like survival and try to fucking claw out some money and fucking try to make some money out of this and shit like that, but I have no respect for that. Zero. I don't respect it even a little bit. I don't even want to fucking hear it. Survival or not, I've seen people, I've heard about people who actually had to do some survival shit, and they do things that matter, and they put effort in it, and they do whatever they have to get by. Okay, they don't go and do fucking insect behavior, dude. I think it was in her nature. No, you know what? You know, believe it or not, listen. You might say Captitus. I'm at least decent at getting a read on people. Okay, at least decent. At least. Okay. Bro, predicting the severity of that behavior is impossible. Bro, who expects somebody to just go, oh man, fuck this, fuck the law, fuck that, fuck all that, man. I'm gonna go fucking yoink and sell your car. Bro, how the fuck do you predict that? Oh, actually, I did. Yeah, you're right. Oh, that's true. Actually, that's a good one. I actually did, but true, I did, but not before. Wait, like way back. No joke though. I generally thought like when things get really bad and reality sinks in, and maybe there's gonna be some sort of like way back. I'm saying way back. I generally thought something will click in. Like there's got to be, right? Like some. I don't care if it's a lot of things. At least something will click in, right? And I had a conversation. I had to just sit there, and I was like, man, this is just so sad. Like, until just like so far gone, they'll never click in. Well, I said it last time, yeah. I thought it would have some sort of like, at least some remorse, and then she made a meme about it, like, oh, dude, like a no remorse or some shit like that, and it's just like, so funny, bro. You're not making anybody sad or angry. Like, you're making people like incredibly disappointed. That's the worst feeling that I can have, is when I let somebody down this bad. Fuck making people angry. Making people angry happens all the time. Making people angry, whatever the fuck, right? When you make somebody feel disappointed, it's like they almost like lose hope into you, and they're like, okay, dude. That's how I feel. That's how I feel right now. That's why I was laughing this morning, because I was not even sad or angry. It's just like, I guess that really is like who you are, you know. And going that far means that you'll probably never change. So I'd say good luck, but even if you get good luck, you're gonna go against it and you're gonna fuck yourself over again. So I'll try to keep the luck for somebody else. Good chat. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Bye. See you tomorrow. Bye.